Hi friends, welcome to Tech in Python series. In this video, we're going to talk about selecting a subset of a data frame using the lock function. In our previous video, we talked about ilock function where we can select a subset of data frame using the position numbers of either rows or columns or both, right? The same way, if you have the labels of the columns which you want to select, then you can use the lock function. So let us see an example here. Suppose if I have a data frame something like this, okay. Now if you want to select the rows which have the index, now these are the index labels, right? In this data frame, these 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9 are the data values, and max speed, shield is the column names, and cobra, viper, sidewinder, these are the index names, okay. So row labels, these are the row labels, these are the column labels. And if you want to select data of a data frame based upon row labels or column labels, then lock is the function which you got to use. So here are the different possibilities, and most of these cases you will use these possibilities only. So these are the possibilities of using dot lock on a data frame, say df. Okay, if you write df dot lock and here you give a list of index list means the list of index labels, not the index positions, right? And the same way here also, it's a column list means you have to give a list of column labels. The same way you can also give true or false list here, that will also select the rows in case of lock function. And here if you use a single index label, then output will be a series. If the second argument is a column list, or if the second argument is just a column name, then you will get a single value. And if you give a list of indexes, and if you give only one column, then also you will get a series, but it will be obviously a vertical series. So we will get to see all of these use cases. These are very simple and it will be very handy in your practical data science projects. So let me try to demonstrate it with an example. So let's start with a blank folder. I'll open it with VS Code, and now my VS Code is open. Now I'll create a new file. I'll just name it index.py, and now I'll create a data frame for demonstration of our examples. So I'll just first import pandas as PD. Okay, and now I'll create a data frame. I have an example in my blog post, you can also copy that. So it is a data frame which I'm going to use. All right, I'll just format it again. Okay, so I've also created a video on how to create data frame using a list of lists. You can refer that video on how this actually works. I'll leave the link of that video in the description of this video anyways. But now what we have created is we have created a data frame, and these are the values of cells, and this is each row. Okay, this is the values of each row, and these are the index labels. I'm giving it as index equal to, and these are the column labels. I'm giving it as columns equal to. So let me try to print it and show you how our data frame looks like. All right, I'll just write print df. All right, so now I'm running this. You can see how my data frame looks like. As I said you in our example, these two are the column labels and these three are our row labels. Now let's try to take a use case, a simple use case. First I want to get a subset of this data frame, right? So if I want to take cobra and sidewinder, and I want to take only max speed, if I want to create a data frame which is a subset like that, so how can I do that? It's really simple. I'll just write df2 equal to df dot lock, and I have to give the index list and I have to give the columns list. So in the index list, my required index label was cobra, and another label was sidewinder. Another index label was sidewinder. So now as the first list I have given the indexes, okay, index labels, I mean the row labels, and as a second list I have to give the list of columns. So if you want to have only max speed in my output data frame, I'll just write max speed. So now I have given my index labels in one list and my column labels which are equal in this second list. So now my data frame will be my result will be a data frame which is a subset of the data frame called df. So I'll just print df2 and I'll show you how this works. You can see I've got a data frame df2 which has two row labels which I require and one column label which I require, right? You can see how this works. But if I want to make this, I will also print you the data frame type also. So let me show you. It is actually data frame, because we will use it again. So you can see this is the pandas code data frame. Okay. Now if I want to make it a series, because I have only one column, if I want to make it a series, how can I do that? It's really simple. I'll just give the column name as a single string, then what happens is that pandas, what it will do is it will take these index labels and filter out the data frame, and it will take this column and make it a series, because I have only one column and I have not given it as a list, right? So the output df2 should be a series, panda series. So let me try to run this. Now you can see my output is a series. That means it's not a square data, it's just it's like a list data, and these two are the Cobra and Sidewinders are the index labels of that series. And you can see the name of the series will be max speed, because it's not a column of data frame, it's the name of the series. So name of series will be max speed. So that way, if in these two arguments, if you give any one of them as a list, then it will be a series. And one more use case is if you want to just get the value, if you want to get what is the max speed of Cobra. So that means what happens is that now df2, I am making it a dot log Cobra max speed, and I have not given lists anywhere. I have just given the index label. So now I am selecting the cell value directly. So let me try to save this and run this. You can see I got a value directly, and it's a integer 64. That means I have directly accessed the cell values in the column labels. So this is how it works, guys. I'll just give you an example one by one. Suppose if I want Cobra and what was that, Sidewinder, right? Okay. And another, let me try to see max speed. So yeah, in this case you will be given a data frame, because I have given both of the two arguments of lock function as lists, so I'll get a data frame. And here I have given only one argument as a list, and another is just a string, which is a column label. So here also I will get a series, because I have got only one list, right? And if I give both of them as column labels and row labels, not lists, then I will get a cell value. Okay, so this is how it works. And you can see you can also give something like, here I'm extracting the column data. You can even extract the row data this way. Suppose if I want to take row label as Cobra, and here I want to take max speed and what was that, shield. Okay, so on these two columns, even this is possible. This will become a series because it will be a horizontal. I mean, this will be extracted now. In the previous case, this 2, 5, 8 were being extracted, and now in this case this row is being extracted because I have given only a row label, and the second argument is a list. So output will be a series. Now this time it will be a horizontal subset. Okay, let me try to show the output also. I will just comment out these three use cases because we have already covered that. So this is another use case which you are telling. So let me try to run this. Here also you can see the row was sliced. Max speed, shield, these are the column names, remember, and the name of the row is the name of the series, and this is a pandas series. So this is how you can use lock function to actually create subsets of data frame using the labels. And this is a really useful function, guys, because if you don't know the position of your index, or if you want to just grab your data based upon your index values, then it will be a very useful function. So here I have covered the use case where I give the index labels, and in my use case my index labels are list of strings. But if my index labels are numbers, then I can even give ranges here. So let me try to remove all this, and here if my index is something like 0, 1, 2, so that means if I just remove this and I just comment it out for a while, and I will print df to show you what is the data frame will look like. I'll just remove this and I'll run again. You can see my data frame index is 0, 1, 2, the default one. So if I want to get the indexes from 0 to 2, suppose I don't need to write an array here, I can even give it ranges 0 to 3. That means I'll get 0, 1, 2. So let me try to see df2 how it looks like. I'll just close it and run again. You can see I got the data frame based upon the ranges also. So if your indexes are columns or numbers instead of strings, you can use all the fancy stuff like ranges and stuff like that. So basically lock function, what it does is it allows you to take a subset of data frame based upon the column labels and the row labels. They may be numbers or strings. And last case which we didn't cover was list of true and false. It's also really easy. Suppose if you want to grab the first and the third row and I don't want to grab the second row, I can even give like this: true, false, and then true. I got 3 rows and I'm giving 3 row qualifiers. So that means you can even give the row qualifiers as the first input of lock function. Even you can even give the second input also. That will be column qualifiers. Now I'll run this. You can say I've got only the first and third rows because I'm in a list of trues and false. Now you can even think I don't need to give trues and false lists. I can even give the data frame filtering criteria. So how can I do that? So I will write df of max speed. I'll just write max speed less than 8. Okay, less than 8. So what I did here was I'm running a condition on a data frame column. What this returns is a list of trues and false. So now I'll get rows where max speed less than 8. That means actually I should get only first 2 rows. Let me try to run this and see. You can say I've got only the first 2 rows. So what's happening is that I can give a list of trues and false in the first argument. Instead of giving trues and false, I can even give a criteria that produces list of trues and falses. You can see in our previous video of iLock, I've even told you that if you run some Boolean logic on a column, you can get trues and false. So that's what the thing I've done here. So this way you can even exploit lock function to run data frame row filtering logic also. So this is also very important, guys. It may be useful for you in your data science projects. That's it, guys. So this was about using the lock function in a pandas data frame. I know it's a bit confusing or it's a bit lot to take, but it's really important and it's really good if you get to know what are the use cases of using the lock function. Even lock function is useful if you have time series indexes in your data. So if you want to select rows with a greater than timestamp or less than timestamp, or if you want to select rows with a particular timestamp, a lock function can be very useful. This is one of the most common use cases of using data frame lock function. And you can see I've created a blog post on selecting a subset of data frame using the lock function. All the examples which I have demonstrated in this video, you can see it's given in this Python code. You can copy paste and run in your own computer so that you can understand them. And this is a summary, just a 5-line summary. If you can always refer to this to understand how to use df.lock function. So hope you like this video, guys. Thank you for watching.